Hello everyone. In continuation to the previous session on lookup functions in Excel, we'll continue with the index match, lookup and offset today. But before we talk about these functions, I did stated in the previous session that there's a difference between function and the formula. Just to explain a bit on that. Formula is something that is manually written, like say for example, if you have these values 1, 2, 3 and all, and you simply just do a sum of that like this manually. This is called as a formula, whereas any formula which is predefined in the Excel is known as a function. Like if you write equals to and then write sum, or if, as you see, there are multiple functions are appearing. So this is predefined in Excel, and that is where it's called as a function. Also, it is not necessarily that you start with equals to, you can also start with plus and then write your function like sum. Other thing I want to show you here is that we used one data set that is known as population, wherein we use this 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of a population. But in Excel, you can also fetch the real time. It's not real time, but it is quite an updated data based on the given cities. Like there are multiple options being provided. I can quickly show you that. So if I select the cities, under data there's an option of data type, within you have a couple of options given. So I'll select geography from that. System will process is converting to the linked data set. Now you can see there's a small icon being created next to cities. In case Excel finds multiple options available for any other city, or in case you're looking forward for the stocks, then it will ask you which one you want to select. So in this case I'll go with Ghaziabad district. It will select that. Same goes with Aurangabad. There is a multiple options. I'll take this as a data. Now if I go in here, you will see there's an option of plus appearing here. If you click on this, you will find multiple different options appearing. You have area, you have country, region, description, image, so on and so forth. You can choose any of these fields or all of these fields. It will keep adding to the different columns. I'll take population for now and drag it down. So you can see that the population of all these cities are now available within Excel, and you don't have to Google for the same. Now Excel is looking into the internet sources to fetch this information. In case you want to remove it, you just select your data, right click, data type and convert to text. That's all. I'll just remove this. Now talking about the index match function, we did talk about index and match functions separately, wherein the match will give me the relative position of the value, whereas the index will give me the intersection, the value at the intersection of row and the column. Now let's look at the index match function in combination. So if I say index, again you have the array row number and the column number. For the given data set, we have the product data. We'll select this whole array, absolute reference. Then we have to use a row number. Again, we will not prefer to write it manually. You can write it manually as well, but I'll show you with the match. So in case of a row number, I use match. Now we have this value of 210. In match function, as discussed, we have to look into the column where we have this data, absolute reference. I need an exact match. And the next is a column number. Now in case of a column number, I have to look at the product. So I'll write it down, match product, lookup array again is this row, absolute reference, and close the parenthesis. We got HL road frame black 58. Let's quickly verify that's correct. Let's further drag it for the other values. For 214, it is sports 100 helmet blue, sports helmet 100 blue. So it's working fine. Now let's tweak this data a bit. Let's copy this, create a new sheet and transpose it. Alt control alt V. Note that if in this given screen, you will find there are a lot of alphabets are being highlighted. Those are basically hotkeys that you can use to kind of select it directly. Like in case of a transport, if I click on E, it simply select that and help me in transposing my data. Now I'll go back, I'll add another product. Okay, again index match. Now the data set has been changed, it is being transposed. So let's take the array again, which is from this to this using the absolute reference. Now in this case, since we have transposed, the column number and the row number will change now. So if I'll say match, now instead of matching 210, I'll be matching the product. Again, this is the reference or the array, exact match, match 200, and I'll just select it from here itself, 210, this range, and an absolute reference. Let's close the parentheses. There we go. Same results of the transposed data. Now please play around with this and let me know in case you have any question on index match. Now let's talk about next lookup function, that is Xlookup. Let's go through the arguments. So we have the first argument as lookup value, which is this, the value that you want to find. Lookup array, as in where do you want to search for the value. In this instance we have product key. Third argument says return array. What do you want to return in case the match is found? Let's take model this time, absolute reference. Then next, these three arguments are optional, but we'll go through them one by one. What if the value is not found? I can skip it, I can keep it like this to just have a blank, or I can add some value to it like this. Like for example, I want to have, in case no match is found, I want to say no value found. Next argument says whether you want to have an exact match or a next smaller item, exact match or next larger item, and the last one is a wildcard collective match. Let's go with the exact match. The last argument says search mode, whether you want to search from first to last, last to first, binary search in ascending order, and binary search in descending order. We'll go with the first to last. Note that all the lookup functions we discussed, like Xlookup, Vlookup, match, index, they all look after from first to last search by default. In case there are duplicate values appearing within the data set, it will take the first value that appears. Let's run this, and we got HL road frame for 210 and 212 sports 100. Let's quickly verify, and this looks good. Now let's see what are the other options being given as a part of the match mode and the search mode. So if I take exact match or the next smaller item like this and search first to last, let's see what happens. Now there's no change to this. Why? Reason being it, the mode says the exact match or the smaller item, we have the exact match. If I make it to 210.5, now if I press enter, I still get HL road frame, because for 210.5, the lower item, the lower value that exists in the data set is 210, and that is where you got HL row frame. But if I change this value from 210 to 209, and there's no exact match existing for this, there's no 209 product key, and there's no lower like 208 or 207, there's no such data as well. So system or the Excel will give us no value found, because there's no exact match and there's no lower value. Similarly, if I change this to now, instead of taking -1, that is exact match or next lower smaller item, we'll take exact match and higher item or the larger item. Now if I hit enter, I expect an answer to be HL road frame. Reason being now is that there is a higher value of 210 exist in the data set, and that is where we go. Now if I change this to 210.5, I still get HL road frame because it is looking at 211. Now if I show you another example where I'll make this to 211.5, I got sports 100 because 212 is the larger item. So these are the different match mode. I'll talk about the wildcard as well. So basically in Excel there are three wildcards: asterisk, question mark, and tilde. Now the function of these wildcards are search for any character, any number of characters. Question mark is a single character, and tilde is a escape character. Now, say for example, let's take example here, which is FR. I want to search for this FR within the SKU. Let's quickly do that. Now, if I use the Xlookup again, lookup value is this. Lookup array is SKU, absolute reference. Return array, I want to return the model name. This time no value found again, no value found, and match mode would be wildcard. Last one is again search from first to last. Now if I hit enter, there is no such value of exact match of FR, so I got no value found. Now since you're talking about the wildcard, let's use this. So we'll use asterisk, and is used to combine. Again and. So it simply means you're saying star or asterisk, then C14, which is FR, and then again star. It means that I want to search FR anywhere within the given data set. If I say AHRA, it means HR is falling between the two alphabets. I want to search for it. So anywhere the FR exists, I want to match according to that. Now I got FR road frame because of this value. If you see, there's an option here which says HFR. Now if I make even like any value, I'll add any alphabets I add and hit enter. Let's see, still the same, because we are searching for FR anywhere. You can change this from, for example, I want to search for FR having any value on the right side, and again it is working fine. So there is no issue that you will face while searching for FR in this case as well. Again HR frame. Now if and let me just try to show you something. Just add L1. It is not giving you the value of this. Reason being is we are saying FR and star on the right side. It is looking for any character or any number of characters for after FR. If I say a star on both sides, then it will look after for the first value. So in the instance when we state FR then star, then we are searching, we're starting with FR search and then any number of characters. The time if I say, let's change the star asterisk to beginning, which is here. Okay, now we got no value found. Reason being again is because the first value or any value for that matter have multiple values. Either there's no value before FR or there are multiple values before FR. Now if I change this just to HFR, now there's only single value, or it doesn't matter, I can add number of values because there are values before FR and expect an answer here now. You can see that. So again, so star or asterisk help us in finding any number of characters. The way you want to search matters. You want to have whatever value you're trying to search, you want to search anywhere within the given data set, or you want to say, okay, I want my value to start with FR and any number of characters post that. Use your star like after the value. In case you want to search any number of characters before it, FR or before your value, use it on the left side. If you want your value to be searched anywhere that's between two characters or not, like within two characters, like if I write like this, like if you have a value which is showing up here, like two values like this. Now fr exists between a few characters exist here and few characters exist here, and you want to search for that. So then you use asterisk on both sides. Now the only difference here with the question mark is that you use question mark, but it will look after only for a single character. No value found because there are multiple characters exist here. But the time I remove this and remove this as well. Now there is only single character before fr, that is h, and you will get an answer here. But the time, let's see if I add h here as well, will it work? No, because it is looking at only single character on the left side of the value. Please do try on this and let me know in case you're stuck. There's one more kind of argument which is stated as a search mode, which says first to last and last to first. Again, it is like if you want to search from top to bottom or bottom to up. That is what you can do, which does not exist in other lookup functions as we discussed. In case of a binary search, the benefit or the way it works is you have to sort your data in ascending or descending order. Then Excel will split your data into two halves based on the logic which is beyond this session. So it will kind of divide your whole data set in two parts and then run the search. The benefit is that if you're trying to search for millions and millions of rows, the binary search will help in running that search more faster compared to this kind of a search which is known as a linear search. Please do try and let me know in case you're stuck. Moving on to the next one, which is offset. Let's run this. Offset. Now if we read the definition, it says returns a reference to a range that is a given number of rows and columns from a given reference. Now if I say the reference is C1, now it asks me how many rows you want to go down or go up. Say let's say I want to go 2 rows down, so I'll use 2, which means I'll come at C3. Then I want to go 2 columns on the right, I'll take 2 again, which comes to Ahmedabad, and I'll close my formula or function here. So expect Ahmedabad as an answer. So that's the basic start of offset. Let's extend a bit. Again, let's take C1 down by 2. On the right, I need 2 columns. Now I need the height. Since I reach Ahmedabad, I'll need 2 columns. If I write 2, the height, it will give me Ahmedabad and Kolkata. The time I say I need the width of 2 as well, that will give me Ahmedabad and the population. Note that there's something to note is that when we are counting the rows and the columns, it is not counting the cell it being selected. So when I say I'm at C1, give me 2 rows down, it says one is C2 and second is C3. Similarly, when I say 2 columns, it says okay, Gujarat is first column and Ahmedabad is the second column. But at the time of height and width, system is counting that specific cell as well. When I say give me 2 height, it is not saying Kolkata and Surat. It says okay, Ahmedabad and Kolkata. So it is counting the cell which is being selected itself. Same with the width as well. So when he says 2, give me the width of 2, it is saying okay, Ahmedabad and population. It is not saying okay, population and then the next cell, right? Also note that in case I take the width of 3, which is like when I reach Ahmedabad, I said I give me 2 height, which is Ahmedabad and Kolkata, and I said give me 2 width, which is Ahmedabad and population. The time I say give me 3 as a width, it will take the column E as well, but provide me 0 value. There you go. So this is the basic function of offset. Something the last as an example I want to quote here is the negative values. Let's say I select this C4, I want to go negative by 1, which means I want to go to upside now. So I'll reach C3. I'll say I need negative 2. Note that if I run this particular formula, it will throw an error. Reason being, the time I reach to C3, I says give me -2 column. There's no column beyond this. So system will throw an error. So I'll keep the value as positive. So I'll take it as 2. So the time I reach this row of C3, I need 2 columns. So it will give me Ahmedabad. I'll take, just to change the reference, I'll take it 3. So it will give me, or let me make it 2 minus 2. It will give me C2 and then 2 columns. I'll reach Delhi. Now I need a negative height of 1, or let's mark it as 2. So again, when I reach Delhi, it will give me this Delhi and Mumbai. Let's run it. Delhi and Mumbai. Let's change the height as well to minus 2. Now at the time I reach Mumbai, it will now give me, let's see the exam answer, Mumbai and Maharashtra. Since it's going negative, so it will take on the left values. So please try this offset and let me know again you stuck anywhere. Please do subscribe, like and share these videos, and let me know in case you have any feedback, anything you want me to cover. Next, something I want to look forward is to have a session on dynamic listing, how to create a dynamic list, and we'll see you there. Thank you so much.